Okay, I've got a plant that is in a little bit pitiful condition. I need to replant it. It is a Peperomia Ruby Glow, and it looks a little bit like a plant I used to have a long time ago that I called a taco plant. Its little petals kind of curl up like a taco. Let me get one a little bit closer, like that. I hope that's seeable. But I think it's a real cute plant. See how they curl. Now, they're kind of a jumbled mess. It kind of wants to splay out. And right now, it doesn't seem to be in real good condition. And I want to kind of trim it down. There are some spots on the stems that seem just a little bit, I don't know, soft. Like it might have a little bit of rot in it. So I really want to kind of trim it down and transplant it into something. Now I've prepared a pot that was a real cute pot. It's on little legs, and I've drilled a hole in it. I may or may not have already done the video where I showed you drilling holes in ceramic and planters that don't already have a hole. But we're going to pull this apart and see what we can do with this plant. So the pot that I've decided to put this in is this little one that you may have already seen me drill in a video, depending on when these videos come out. And I bought the little bonsai pots that have the little grid to put over a hole. So I just twisted a little piece of the brown wire. I forget which millimeter that is, because I had to find one that fit those tiny holes. So I've got that all ready. And the soil I'm going to use is bonsai tree soil. Bonsai tree soil. And I'll put a link to that because I am going to treat this not necessarily as a bonsai, but just as good succulent soil that drains easily and will hopefully keep this in better health than it is now. So let's pull this apart and see what it looks like. Well, first of all, let me take these tops and let's try to trim them. I think I'm going to take this one right here. There it goes. Now I want to look. I thought there were spots on it that looked a little bit like they were trying to rot. I don't know what that dark spot right there is. Let me get it out a little. I don't know if that's just a mark on the stem or if that's something I should be concerned about. It doesn't feel soft. That spot feels worse. I think I'm going to cut that off, and then I'll just get rid of that particular joint. Okay, you're going to be in the discard pile over here. Okay, and then the rest of this, I don't see any bad spots on it. It looks pretty healthy. No soft spots. Okay. So you're going to go in like you look. Okay. Now, this edge, I'm going to do the same thing. I think I'm going to trim it way down here. And then let's check it out. You can see the long space between the leaves, and that's probably due to not enough light, I would only assume. And then this, you can see where it got more light. That might be when I put it in and set it under a grow light. But these, I may try to root. There doesn't feel a bad spot on them. Let me just get rid of this leaf, and I'll try to root that section. How about right there? And maybe I'll try to root it right here. Okay, so that's going to be a good one. And the rest of these will be an iffy growth. Okay, now let me put these over here away and leave the discard pile up there. Okay, now let's see what the main part of it looks like. Oh, well, that might be our problem right there. It looks like, I mean, this is moist in here, has been dry, but this is basically, it looks like pure peat. Let's take a look at it. No wonder it didn't grow so well. This is how it, came from the store. So, yeah, it looks like it's just peat, and it probably held way too much water. But there's nothing in here. No stems, no big root system, nothing. So, this is just going to be take it out to the garden and get rid of it. So let me get a new plate. Here we are with a new plate, clean surface. Now let's just examine this. I think, I don't know, that looks like a problem right there. Let me see if that's just a dried leaf. I'm not sure. Just a dark spot. Right up in here is some dark area. That looks like a rotted leaf. Let me go a little bit closer. See that leaf right here? That looks like some kind of rot. So let's just give it a twist, put him in the discard pile. He feels a little limp, but I don't know if that's from not having water. He's all closed up. That kind of looks a little bad. I don't know. I think I've got the worst out of it. That's not soft, that's real hard. With a leaf coming out of it that feels good. And this here are my roots. No wonder the thing wouldn't grow. So I am going to just try to put it down in here. I think I might let it dry out just a little. These don't feel overly moist or anything. They feel fine, but just to be cautious, I'm going to go ahead and prep it and let that lay out for a few hours and just kind of dry off. Okay, So here is my container all ready. And let me put a layer of the soil inside of it. Bonsai tree soil. And let me turn it around here toward it. Okay. That's kind of got a lot of grittiness into it. I don't know, I might want to add just a little bit more. I have my own pumice. Well, not pumice. This is the chicken grit that I use. Crushed granite, kind of a pinkish look. And I'm going to put a nice big helping of that in there. And kind of remix that. Because I want a bit more drainage than what this is offering right now. Okay, and then we'll kind of stir it around. Here, let me set this down so I can use both hands. There, that feels a lot better. Now I'm just going to add a sprinkle of my systemic, because this is a very small container. That's my bug killer. Just in case. I don't think there's anything in this because it's been inside. But in a replant, I'm not going to take any chances. Okay. Now, here we go. Now let's see what we can do about getting it down in there. And here is my semi-dried little sprig. And let's just set her down in there. Spread the roots a little. Right into that spot right here. And here we go. Give her a little bit of stability. There, that feels good. Now, these pieces, I'm just going to stick around her, hoping they'll just root from the bottom. And I think they probably will. I'm just going to curve them down into the soil because roots would probably grow like from that segment and that segment. So I'm just going to kind of bury it down there like that. Let me push it out just a hair. Okay. Get it down in there and kick the soil up over it. There, and let me see, this one sort of the same way. He's already a little bit longer than I'd like. I think I might, see, I have a little bed, little node on there. Yeah, like a little bed leaf. Don't know if that was a leaf, a little clob of dirt. Don't know what that was, but we'll remove him. And then hoping that he will root from probably that segment, maybe even this one. I'm just going to curve him down into the soil in the same way on the other side. So we'll kind of dig him a little tunnel. And down he goes. And the rest of these, I don't know. I may try them in a little pot of water, but I think the rest of this is just going to get a top dressing. Something to kind of hold it down. There it goes. Guess I should have got a pad for this glass on glass. Oh, he turned over. Let me secure him back down in there. There, I kind of buried him a little. A little piece of whatever. Oops, did I knock that leaf off? I did. Don't know if a leaf would sprout, but just in case, we'll stick him down in there. There. Now, that's the new arrangement for this thing. Now, I'm not going to water it. I'm going to give it a 24-hour period and not mark watered as of yet. I've got these little chalkboards that I use in a lot of my plants. I think I've got these in several plants just to kind of keep track of when I water. And so I'm going to put the time. It is about 10:30, and I'm going to mark that so that maybe tomorrow at 10:30 I'll remember to water it. But I want to give it at least 24-hour period with no dampness. And we'll see what can happen. So now let me put this back into the plant room. Is that where I'm going to put it? Yeah, I think that'll be the best place for this one. And that again is my Peperomia Ruby Glow. And we'll keep our fingers crossed for her because she was in dire straits. But that's it for the video. And I'll see you on the next one.